Hello, this is Jon Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in this series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks. Hi everyone, before we start this week's episode, I wanted to announce that the official DVD for our film, Everest the Other Side, is now available for sale. Amazing, right? I'm very proud of the DVD and it's beautiful. And it has a lot of bonus content. We're publishing the DVD ourselves, so we're opening the film up for pre-order so we can get an idea of just what the demand is, and so we can have enough copies manufactured. Interested? Just go to everesttheotherside.com to reserve your copy today. Thanks.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience. Episode 108, not bad, not good.
Well, hello again everyone, welcome back to the Rest of Everest. I'm Jon Miller. It's been a long time since we've shown any episodes of the Annapurna IV expedition, but we're going to stop that no episode streak this week, and I'm very happy to have Ben Clark on the line from southwestern Colorado, I guess is where Telluride is, as well as Josh Butson. So how you doing, Ben?
What's up, John? Man, I'm doing great. Good to catch up and start doing these again, huh?
Yeah, I hope so. Hope you guys enjoy continuing this on. And Josh, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
I'm psyched to be doing a few of these again.
It has been far too long, so I think might need to review episode 107 if anyone is just tuning into 108 right now and has forgotten where we were at. But basically, the guys are going for the summit. They're still several days away, and I guess episode 108 here, we'll start off with them. I think we start hearing from something that Ben had to say. We left off with something Josh had to say back weeks ago at 107. So let's get back into the mode here, and let's hear what Ben Clark had to say up in a tent at what I believe is Camp 2 up on Annapurna IV. So here we go.
Today was one of the hardest days I think I've ever had in the mountains, by far. We are now at about 18,600 or 700 feet here on Annapurna IV, and it was about a 3.5-hour day today. We came up here the other day with Tim, and he was not feeling so hot, and it only took us 2.5 hours. And today it took us so long because we were in this really rotten snow that was really deep. I mean, we're talking like hip deep pretty consistently. You'd take a step up and your back leg would actually fall through while you were stepping up, and I actually got to the point where I was like, I don't even want an ice axe. And every mountaineer, alpine climber, whatever, what have you, always needs an ice axe, and I didn't even want an ice axe. It's like I think I can just climb with ski poles because I need something to dig myself out of this. It took us a long time, and I tell you what, from here it looks like the snow is going to be firmer. It has to be, because if we're only gaining 1,000 feet a day, and we're strong guys, like we trained really hard for this, we definitely aren't slackers, and I've spent a lot of time up high and climbing, and I have never encountered this type of snow this high in the mountains before, to just be so incredibly rotten.
It sucked, didn't it, Josh?
It's impossible to climb through. You
That's
swim,
good word for it.
You cuss, you get really pissed off.
We have the footage to prove it.
You've gotten 2 feet, and you hope you can get another couple of feet. So we got up here to a place that we've been checking out for a little while and thought would probably be pretty decent for a camp, and set it up here. This is about 18.6 somewhere, 18.7, something like that. So we can from here still get up to Camp 3 if we want. Have a pretty big day if we want to. Probably I would say like a 5 or 6 hour day, which at this point, as long as the snow's good, it isn't going to be a problem. But yeah, we're just doing our best, slugging away day by day, persistence or prudence, one or the other. is going to get us up or off this mountain. And we're just giving it what we got. The Himalayas are a hard place to climb, and they're unpredictable this year. The snow is really deep, and our cook Pasong always says, well, this weather's no good, it's no bad, and it's true. It's really never avalanche. It's really never good or bad. It's just pretty typically what it is. It's like we got up here.
Thank God we were on a ridge.
We couldn't see the rest of the route. The weather moved in, so we just are doing our best. It's a tough mountain. People usually don't get to the top of this thing for a reason. Definitely understand that, but between the two of us, we've got the psych. We can probably do it, but we just got to make sure once we've gotten through all these obstacles that it's safe. That would be the biggest issue. Is it safe? Is it not? We just got to go and check it out. So that's what we're going to do. Keep plugging away, working hard, trying to make it happen. It's hard, dude. We're getting worked.
Or find us a steeper mountain. Oh, nice.
See, the nice thing is that you guys actually started smelling fresher every day. So, you really could go indefinitely.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I'm sitting outside right there.
I kicked him out of the tent. He's in the doghouse. His job's melt some snow into water. And maybe we could try to stay hydrated.
I love how in the back distance you hear an avalanche. You're like, oh, avalanche. I guess everything kind of becomes relative. Dangers become relative when you're out there, huh?
Well, looking
The
back
tent
at
wasn't
it,
moving.
yeah.
Yeah, as
Looking
long
back
as the
at
tent's not moving.
Before it wasn't that it wasn't as active as some peaks. I think we've since had some experiences that were a little more active. But yeah, that peak definitely, we had that huge avalanche down in base camp, and there's some pretty intense stuff, but you get used to it. The Himalayas are a very dynamic and active spot.
You were talking about that just terrible snow conditions, and I'm fresh from editing some of the feature episodes here, and yeah, wow, you guys really had terrible snow, and then talked about getting pissed off because the conditions were so bad. Well, it's all relative again, because he goes ultra mega pissed off in 2 weeks, everyone. 2 weeks. You'll see Ben lose it.
Yeah. And I thought, why not? I mean, at no point in hiding, like, I get pissed when I can't move more than a foot in, a minute. Like, that is unacceptable. I can't believe how just gnarly the snow was on this thing. I was done. Just done.
So, okay, so for the people who don't spend time up in the mountains and aren't mountaineers, what's the whole process of melting snow? You just grab it and throw it in your stove and then just melt it and then pour it into your water bottles, or is there more to it than that?
There's high fructose corn syrup in this snow in particular. And our goal was to make Mountain Dew, but it came out pretty much just like plain old water. Yeah, you have to, everything at altitude is work. That's pretty much the bottom line. Like, if you want water, you have to melt snow to get it. If you want dinner, you have to take that water and boil it. So everything starts with turning that stove on and trying to melt snow.
And you're trying to conserve fuel as much as possible because fuel is of the essence. We try to go as light as we can, so therefore we're not bringing an abundance of these canisters full of propane and butane mixes. So this is looking at Camp 2 right now. A little dig out.
And I'm guessing that due to your wealth of experience, you know approximately how many canisters to bring and when you need to start rationing the fuel or anything like that, right?
I don't think so. Don't we always bring too much fuel?
We always bring too much, but yeah, that's a good thing. I think we conserve too well is what it comes down to. It's like, well, we're only gonna drink a quart of water today because we're afraid of running out of fuel later, and then we always bring extra down.
But we never run out of fuel. That's the key.
That is true. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And it's so lightweight. It's like, what a convenience. Just better to know we've got it. But yeah, we always overpack on fuel every time.
There was some view up there.
Yeah, this is high camp. Or not? No. This is not.
This is probably the next morning.
Yeah, this is the
or
next
later
morning.
later that day if you were
day.
melting in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's where you're trying to head.
Yeah, right in the middle of the screen. Yep, that's Annapurna IV.
Mm-hmm.
A little snow.
Not a bad perch. Not a bad perch.
Beautiful spot. This is where the climbing got really hard. The snow conditions were bad up to that point, but now the climbing actually became more technical, and at this point we were using our hands and feet more to get up than just walking. This is where I'd say this is the difference between mountaineering and now alpine climbing on this day.
Mm-hmm. But
this was where the crux was. And
putting your boots on.
Yeah. True. True, that one.
Didn't mean to cut you off, but I think that's the difference between mountaineering and ski mountaineering was the whole boot process. Nothing like trying to put those boots on. Nice little head wall we had to go up. There's some footage later of us rappelling down.
Josh, is that you leading?
That is me leading, yeah. It wasn't terribly steep, but there's some hidden crevasses with some snow bridges over them that we were climbing up and across at this point before it got steeper up above. But it's still pretty steep. Steep enough that we didn't want to down climb it, so we rappelled it later on. You can see that the top of the screen, it definitely pitches up a bit more than it is there.
What time of the day do you think this is?
This is morning. We usually got up at like 4 or 5 and would brew up and then try and get out before 6 or 6:30. Because you only got good weather until like 8 or 10.
How's it going, Butson?
It's going. Not bad, not good. Just like the weather. That's how I'm feeling. Definitely don't have any pep today. Led up to this point. Gonna continue leading up to Camp 2. Went through the Screaming Barfies just a little while ago. Ben also. For those that don't know what that is, it's when your hands get so cold that they freeze, and then when they come back from freezing, they go through that like stinging, warm spell, of which makes it feel like you're gonna throw up. We both went through that because this last section, it's usually where people put the fixed line. No fixed line for us, so we just sort of climbed up it, put a picket in about halfway up, and just protect us a little. Snow is pretty rotten in the middle. It was fairly enjoyable, I guess. Or the lack thereof. About halfway up the hill, I was like, God, does it sound good to go down and get some potatoes, some fried potato chips and things like that. Just didn't have the drive, but pulled up over the top, took a little break, got a little bit of agua, a little bit of water, some snacks. Feeling a little better, but still a ways to go. Up the hill, that is. I'll talk to you more when we're up there. Hey, Mr. Clark, how you doing? How you feeling?
We just got up here to about 19,240 feet. It's already been an epic day. Our cook, Basong, always says, oh, I think maybe weather no good, no bad. Yeah, it's pretty much been the case. The snow today finally wasn't totally bad. It was no good, no bad in parts. But now here we are, almost 90,300 feet. We got about 5,400 more feet to go to the summit. I think we can make it. We're both running out of energy, resolve, patience, prudence, all kinds of things. But however, what else is new? It's mountain climbing. We're in the Himalaya. It's never easy. It's never all the time fun. It's like a bad relationship you can't get out of. And I don't know. I thought I broke that cycle. I'm getting married when I get home, so I don't know why the hell I'd want to bother with bad relationships anymore anyway. But
bachelor party.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. We're gonna keep working at it. We're taking it day by day, changing up the tactics a little bit, because sometimes I think you've just got to do that. And it seems like people try and run up this thing, and that's not really going to work for us. We don't have fixed lines or somebody else doing all the work for us, so we're out here doing it ourselves and enjoying the merits of earning your turns, as they might say. So yeah, feeling better as we get higher and as I eat a little bit more, and hopefully tonight we'll sleep pretty well. It's gonna get colder. Still in a frickin' t-shirt. It seems like it's never gonna actually be cold enough to climb this thing, but that's kind of good for us skiing wise. I think we'll be able to summit and use our skis to do that and ski down the mountain, and so I'm pretty psyched about that. But God, I wish I had about 5 freaking cheese pizzas right now, a bunch of chips, like Snickers would be great, a Guinness, like a pint, and then I don't know, I mean, Annie, it'd be great to hang out with her. I know Josh probably wishes his wife Tara was here. We wish Tim was up here, but he's not. And so here we are in the high Himalaya, about to get cloaked by some clouds. So folks, I think I'm gonna cut it down and we're gonna get the hell out of here, because I wanna get in camp before we can't see anything.
I think for the record, it needs to be stated that Annie came on the list after the cheese pizza, chips, and a Snickers bar and a pint of Guinness. So just want to make that clear, Ben.
Yep, she would not have enjoyed any of those things with me. Not where we are. Well, then there's a bunch of photos between where Josh quit leading and we started having to climb. At this point, we had to go over all these nasty snow bridges up and over an overhanging serac, and there was like a whole epic going on in there that was really exciting. That was where the technical portion of the mountain really yielded itself. This is our high camp. From here, we could go up this face here and duck along the top of that ridge, which is where I'm panning off to the left now. And looks pretty smooth. Doesn't really look altogether that bad, but of course it's pretty prime avalanche terrain, and the weather, like Pasong always said, was not good or bad. And it just kept snowing all the time. Nothing ever really got much better. The snow actually continued to get worse. So yeah, we'll just have to keep seeing how the progress goes. Mountains might not be your thing.
Good times, good times. Well, hey, next week we are going to spend a lot of time with the guys in a tent talking about, making some decisions, finding out. I know a lot of people in the audience have been curious about how do you come to a decision whether you stop climbing or you keep climbing when you know that your summit date is about a day away. And so we have a lot of discussion in the tent coming up next week to really show on just how those decisions are made, and it's actually really interesting, as long as you can't actually smell the air inside the tent. So because these guys are looking haggard at this point. So but anyway, yeah, another episode will be released next week. I do promise that. It's already been done. So thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate having you back.
Yeah, thanks, John. We're psyched.
And
Take care.
Yep.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye. The Rest of Everest is downloaded all over the world every day, and watching the show has become a part of many people's weekly routine. The show will always be free to download, but it's by no means free to produce. Please help me cover my costs by making a small monthly or one-time donation from the right sidebar on my website, and in return I'll give you some cool bonus materials. A donation of any amount will grant you access to some interesting video content, including high-definition versions of several podcast episodes. A one-time donation of $25 or more, or any of the monthly donation options, will additionally grant you access to a downloadable version of the film Everest the Other Side, which episodes 1 to 61 are based on. I really cannot express how vital these donations are, and if you've made a donation, thank you so much. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and our music is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywu.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.